Okay, so Doctor Strange in Multiverse of Madness has been out for about a week now, and I know I'm like extremely late, but I was out of town, and I still want to talk spoilers, so let's go. So for the most part, my opinion on Doctor Strange in Multiverse of Madness hasn't really changed. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun, good time. I think it was very different than most Marvel movies, and like I said, it would probably be like one of the top 10s, one of the lower ones in the top 10s. But for the most part, I really enjoyed it. And I think the best part about that was the fact that it did feel a bit different. It felt more like a Sam Raimi movie than a Marvel movie for the most part. I think like the first maybe like 30 minutes at the beginning felt like it was just another like typical generic Marvel movie. Except for, when they fought that little tentacle monster that Wanda brought, that it was pretty cool when they like shoved the pole through his eye and then they like pulled the eye out. That was very Sam Raimi. I felt like if it was just another Marvel movie from some other director, they would have just showed the pole going in the eye and then that's it. But of course it was Sam Raimi, so they wanted to exaggerate a bit and just show you the rest of everything else. Now, one thing that I feel like I didn't bring up much on my spoiler-free review was Doctor Strange himself, and that's because honestly, while I think Benedict Cumberbatch does a really good job as Doctor Strange in general, this movie he was really kind of just a protector. It was really like, I wouldn't even say it was like a America Chavez's movie. I would say it was more of like Wanda's movie, and it's really just up to Doctor Strange to just keep America Chavez safe while Wanda is chasing after him. That's really what his job is in this movie. He doesn't really go through, in my opinion, much of a growth besides the fact that he finally admits that he loves I forgot what her name was, the Rachel McAdams character, but he finally admits how much he loves her towards the end of the movie, which I think was really nice because honestly that relationship, I didn't really feel much about that relationship in the first Doctor Strange movie, and ever since then she hasn't really shown. So in this movie it made me believe in more of the relationship that he had and how much he actually cared about her. So I appreciate that, even though it still isn't like the strongest relationship that Marvel movies have produced. For the most part, like he does a fine job. I don't think he does anything that's huge that really gets me to go like, oh, Doctor Strange is like one of the greatest Marvel characters of all time. It just, for the most part, he's kind of just there, which isn't really a bad thing, but it's kind of a sad thing knowing that this is his movie and he doesn't really shine in this. So moving on, a little further, because I'm not really gonna go beat by beat, but I think America Chavez's like origin story, that kind of cracked me up. I understand it's from like the comics and whatnot, but just the fact that she got scared in like the first like portal that she made, it came from like a bee. I thought that was like a bit funny. It was supposed to be like a serious moment, and I think most people just didn't really take it serious. Most people thought of it as a bit of a joke, and then it was kind of like, oh, that was supposed to be a tragic story, when really it was kind of like, come on. I think you don't have to be like that comic accurate when it comes to like her origin story. I think maybe just like a little changing it a bit to like where it was something more dramatic, more serious, that got her to open a portal for her parents. I think that would have been fine to change it a bit. People change the comic books to movies all the time. I don't understand why they couldn't change that. What I really wanted to talk about in this spoiler review was Wanda. I think Wanda easily became one of the greatest villains of all of the MCU, and she, in my opinion, like, come on, I don't really think there's much of a competition when it comes to saying that she is the strongest Avenger now. So from her opening scene, I really like how it was kind of like from WandaVision when she was there with her kids and the music started playing and it just felt like it was like another like sitcom. And then I just love how it like switches and you get to see like that she's actually like alone. That was all a dream, and everything she wanted, it's fake, it's not there. And I love when Doctor Strange goes to visit her because the witchcraft, it's all that's chasing America Chavez, and the only person that knows about witchcraft is Wanda. So Doctor Strange decides to pay her a visit, and I just love how they're having like a regular conversation, and then Wanda brings up America's name before Doctor Strange told her what her name was, and then from there it's kind of like the reveal that Wanda is the villain, which I had no idea. I try to stay away from most of like the spoilers and the trailers, so seeing that like so quickly, like at the beginning of the movie, I was like, oh, whoa, she's like the villain? Like that's actually pretty cool. And I just love the little speech that she gave about like, bring her to me, or Wanda won't be the one that's coming to get her. And not gonna lie, that action scene when Wanda first appears and everybody's trying to like defend it, and Wanda's just looking for like the weakest person that she can like just mind control, and everything just gets silent. and she just like sees the person that's like, you know, the weakest, and it's just like this really like slow and silent scene where Wanda just appears right behind him, and she just whispers in his ear to run. You know, obviously that's Sam Raimi. That was really entertaining. That was badass. And then even then, like, I think Doctor Strange puts her in the mirror dimension, and then from there, like, you know, it gets more of like the first Doctor Strange when everything looks like Inception and everything's like moving around her, but she still manages to escape using the reflections. I thought that was like a really cool scene. And then when she crawls out, well, I thought the CGI was a bit wonky. I really enjoyed like seeing her crawl out. You know, it was like a horror movie. She was just twitching and everything. I thought that was really nice. But after that, you know, that's when America Chavez gets scared, and Doctor Strange, and you know, they're going through like different universes, and you know, of course they land on I forgot what it was, but they land on another one with like the lights, the street lights are like opposite. You know, red means go and green means stop. But obviously, I'd say the best part about that is, of course, the Illuminati, the cameos. Now, while, if I'm being honest, it had no purpose being there besides just like fun cameos for the audience, but at the same time I still enjoyed the fact that it was there. Like, I thought it was fun seeing all the characters. You know, obviously Patrick Stewart was kind of ruined in the trailers, and Captain Carter, I saw her in one of the trailers, which kind of like, you know, upset me. And then I saw Reed Richards, just a loud ass car. But anyways, I saw Reed Richards in one of the like the spoilers that I found on social media, so I quickly like deleted social media for that point because I was kind of upset that he was already spoiled for me. So yeah, John Krasinski, that was all. It was all fun and everything, and I just love the little flashback of how their Doctor Strange dies when you see like Thanos in the bag and he's like killed. Like, at this point, Thanos is always gonna be like, you know, not really shown as like one of the strongest villains now. Now he's just gonna be put like in the back burner. But I just love seeing like Doctor Strange, you know, ready to die, and then Black Bolt, of all people. I had no idea Black Bolt was gonna be in it, and I didn't really care when I first saw him. I was like, oh great, Black Bolt, that's cool, whatever. And you know, he just says, you know, I'm sorry, and then it just like completely just destroys Doctor Strange. So I think that was a smart way to really introduce the power of Black Bolt, because I knew most people, including me, didn't really even know what his ability was. So that was just a quick way to show it, which obviously led to probably, in my opinion, probably the best scene in the movie, because I just thought it was so funny and it was so unexpected. You know, obviously when Wanda takes over the body of the Wanda that lives on that universe, and then she goes to pretty much, you know, take America Chavez and destroy whoever's in her way, and then of course the Illuminati come in her way, and and then you know, you get the scene with Reed Richards telling Wanda to like, you know, like back up, and I just love the speech she gives about, you know, like, does he have kids? Good, then, you know, I mean, does he have a wife? And you know, she's like, good, then there'll be someone to raise him. And I just love how he just tells, he's like, Wanda, you know, Black Bolt has the power to like destroy you by just opening his mouth. And Wanda's like, what mouth? And then it just like, you know, just zooms out, and then you see like the fact that there's nothing there where the mouth should be on Black Bolt. And then he like panics and he like screams, and obviously like, I don't understand why it like bounced back and then blew up in the back of his head. You know, obviously it probably just should have like blown up in the front of his head, but I think that was going a little too far. So, you know, they couldn't go that far, or else it would probably been more rated R. But that took me by like such a big surprise, and I was just laughing my ass off the entire time in the theater. I think I was the only one that was laughing my ass off because of just how crazy it was. I think most people were like gasping and just like panicking, like, whoa, did that just happen? And I was kind of really just chuckling in there, trying to like not to be too loud. But then of course, you know, she fights the rest of the Illuminati. She destroys Reed Richards pretty quickly, and I was kind of like disappointed in that. I was like, wow, really? I was like, oh, okay, I guess he's gone. You know, hopefully, you know, John Krasinski plays him again in, you know, our universe. But yeah, like Captain Carter, I didn't expect her to last too long. You know, obviously she does the I can do this all day. That was pretty cool. But obviously she gets split in half. I thought that was pretty funny. But the one that disappointed me the most is Captain Marvel. Like, I never really cared about Captain Marvel. She never really did anything for me. But come on, like, she's supposed to be extremely strong. She put up a fight against Thanos, and then in this movie she gets killed by being like destroyed by like whatever building she decided to break. I thought that was just like a cheap way to like really end things for them. You know, obviously the fight should have been longer, but maybe they had to cut down the runtime, which I know Sam Raimi already talked about. But I just thought that was a cheap and lazy way to really kill her off. I think they could have done something more creative for that. And then of course Patrick Stewart, he shows up, and I don't know where he gets his neck snapped. That was pretty sad. But I was still happy to see Patrick Stewart. You know, it's awesome seeing him again. And then we get towards, you know, the second half of the movie where it really becomes more of like a horror movie. Wanda is really just chasing after him. She's kind of got like all the blood on her, and at that point she just looks like a monster, you know, like a killer. And actually, it's probably, I don't even think it was blood or something like that. It was from like the oil or something like that. I'm not sure what it was, but it looks like blood. That's what it was meant for. That's what they were going for. And she's really just chasing after them. And then she captures America Chavez. I feel like I have to say her full name because it kind of just sounds funny if I just say she captures America. But from then, Doctor Strange has a battle with the Supreme Strange, which we saw in the trailer. Well, we saw Supreme Strange in the trailer, but not the battle. And then the battle was like a music battle, which was pretty cool. It was pretty fun. It was pretty enjoyable. And then once he kills Supreme Strange, he really just falls down. He just gets impaled. That was fun. I really enjoyed that. But I think after that, that's when Doctor Strange decides to bring his mind into the Doctor Strange that was killed off in the beginning of the movie. And it's, you know, you get the zombie Strange, and I think it was really cool how you made like a pretty much cape out of, you know, all like the souls from the ones that were already dead. And it kind of gave off like a pretty cool action scene. That's really when it became more of like Evil Dead. I think, you know, it was fun. The speech was a bit corny about like how America Chavez had the power always in her. It was pretty generic. I wasn't a big fan of that, but it is what it is. And then we get the moment where Wanda realizes like what she's done once America Chavez throws her into the universe, and her kids are afraid of her, and she realizes like the kind of monster she became. So she decides to kill herself. You know, obviously we didn't see the body, so we never know what happened with her. And I don't think they want to, you know, end Elizabeth Olsen's character like that. So I think they're probably gonna bring her back some way. But then after that, you know, it like has like a quick ending. You know, from there everything just turns out fine. Everybody goes back to the universe. America Chavez starting to learn sorcery with Doctor Strange, and then you know you get the third eye from Doctor Strange, which it was cheesy and it was Sam Raimi, but I don't know. I never liked the third eye. I think like the CGI doesn't really look that good in my opinion. I don't think it looks good at all, if I'm being honest. And then of course you get the end credits, and then you get the scene. First of all, Bruce Campbell, I was waiting for him to show up. You know, the Pizza Papa, I think that was pretty funny, where he was just smacking himself around like an Evil Dead 2 reference. And then, you know, you get Charlize Theron's character, which I feel like most people didn't even know who she was, including me. And I was just like, oh, okay, that was kind of like random. It ended with like a cliffhanger. And then you see Doctor Strange walking like nothing happened. Whatever, sure. But really what I enjoyed was Wanda. I think she was the best part of this movie. Doctor Strange was good, and he was fine, but he really bring anything new to the character. I really enjoyed the horror elements, the Illuminati scene. While it was pointless and there was no reason for it to be, it was really just there for cameos, and it was kind of just there to like tell the audience like, yeah, we have more universes that we can travel at anytime we really want to and just have fun. I think they did the first time it was introduced. I think it was really fun. You know, obviously Spider-Man did it first, but it was the first time we went to their universe, and I think it was just fun just seeing them all die. I thought, you know, it was pretty funny and unexpected. So I think, you know, that was easily the best scene. But the story, it was very simple, but it was effective, and I really enjoyed it. And honestly, I want to watch it again. You know, I probably won't watch it in theaters again, but I'll definitely watch it as soon as it comes out on Disney+. But yeah, that was just my quick thoughts on the movie itself. Still really enjoyed it, and highly recommend it to anybody who hasn't seen it yet. You know, obviously if you're watching this, hopefully you have seen it. But other than that, you know, thanks for watching.